What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the JTW Sports Show. As you can see, we are in person. We're not on Zoom. We're gonna try to figure this out. Hopefully, we can get this more often to where TJ can come in the old apartment and we can have a cool little setup instead of being on Zoom. But hey, we're gonna get right into it. We got some NFL talk today. We had a weekend full of obviously a lot of interesting NFL games. Upsets, yeah, like
big thing I'd like to talk first.
Okay.
Big thing. Cleveland Browns decided to take it without Odell. Baker shows he's not a terrible quarterback.
As Jimmy said in our TikTok, if you didn't watch our TikTok, go watch our TikTok.
Look, dude, Baker.
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb's a productive man. He's one of the best running backs in the NFL. Everyone knows that. But Baker was out there slinging it around. They put up 41 on a, I wouldn't say great Bengals defense, but they're a pretty average defense. But they put up 41 points. Browns defense also had a pick six.
Yeah. 99-yard
pick six.
Denzel Ward, yeah.
Denzel Ward. I mean, Baker showed up. Baker said, you know what, I'm gonna cut out all the noise, that I'm the reason that Odell wasn't doing what Odell was supposed to do, and I'm gonna play my game.
I mean, the team had 14 receptions, and the most receptions by one player was 3, with Jarvis Landry having 3, but he only had 11 yards.
Look, all right, Baker Mayfield. There's a lot of drama going on with him and what he means to the team, all this, all that. Baker obviously is not a bad quarterback.
No.
He's an average NFL quarterback.
I think with the right development, he could be.
Yeah, but he had a bunch of expectations going into the year, and they were like, oh, Odell's back and he's healthy. You'll have Odell, Jarvis, and whoever else you want out there. Like, it's a really good.
He didn't have Odell for what, the first 2 games?
Yeah, no, but like he had him back for
last year he was out for
the whole season.
And like obviously Baker's not a bad quarterback, but he was making a lot of questionable decisions with Odell on the field. Now, a lot of it coming from a quarterback standpoint, from the media, from the outside, it's not what it looks like. Like there's a lot of things that go into it. Being a quarterback is not very easy. In case you don't know that already, but like Odell is a premier talent in the league. Odell is one of the better players, or better receivers in the league, and I don't know if he still has that title.
I think his speed. I think his speed's slower than it used to be.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
I think he's very good. Yeah, he was very good, but also I don't think he was as good as everybody thought he was, because he played for the Giants, which big spotlight, But he was also the only really at the time good receiver on the Giants. That was the end of Nelson.
He was Eli's only target.
Not Nelson Cruz. Victor Cruz. Nelson Cruz plays baseball. Victor Cruz, that was into his career.
Yeah.
And then, they didn't really have anybody else during the time Odell was ascending.
Well, as of right now, Odell has not been picked up by anybody on the waiver wire.
I don't think he's available until Wednesday, then.
No, he's available today.
Okay.
It started today, but Dan Campbell came out, head coach for the Lions, saying that they are not going to get Odell, which I don't blame him. But at the same, I mean,
you think they're just gonna tank Lions?
Yeah. I think at this point,
I hate tanking.
I hate tanking but you've seen the narrative shift. Dan Campbell used to get so emotional in his press conferences after every game. Throwing out, he's like, "We just need to play better. Guys are out there not doing what they." It's changed.
But look at it this way: this draft, I don't think there's any player in this draft that's worth. Yes, there's players worth being like bad for, but I don't think there's any player in this draft that's going to change your franchise.
I don't think there's any.
Well, I mean, we still got a little bit to go.
We do.
In like obviously the rest of college football, and then also when combine season starts, like that's when people like ninja themselves.
Yeah, but right now, I read the other day, Mel Kiper said there's no clear, distinctive number 1 overall.
I think Kayvon Thibodeau should be the number 1 pick, but it's team dependent who has the pick. Yeah. It's like that every year. There's going to be probably 3 or 4 quarterbacks that go in the first round.
Well, talking about number 1s, a number 1 overall pick finally got his second win of the season yesterday over the Buffalo Bills. I'm out on the Buffalo Bills.
No. Let's talk about the Bills, TJ.
I'm out.
No, that's your team.
That's your team. What's going on?
Josh Allen showed up. I don't know what was in Josh Allen's
head. I don't think he showed up.
Josh Allen balled out. Just not the Josh Allen you're thinking of.
They came off a bye week, and everyone's like, all right, their bye week was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah,
it was 2 weeks ago, and then they're like, oh, they got the Dolphins, the Jaguars, and then I want to say it's the Chiefs again. And it's like, oh, that's going to be 3, pretty easy games for how well that offense was doing. And the offense has kind of struggled the past 2 weeks.
Dude, they scored 6 points.
Against
6 points.
the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Against the Jaguars.
Come on, dude.
Now,
To be fair, they only gave up 9. But,
True,
when looking at it, I mean, Josh Allen had 0 touchdowns, 2 picks.
264 yards, right?
Yeah. Their problem has always been, in my opinion, it's the run game. They don't have a run game.
No.
They have
Devin Singletary is
and
not
Zach
it.
Moss, and they're just not. I mean, they had 14 carries as a team combined. Like you
They
can't.
had 72 rush yards,
But
50 of it were Josh Allen.
Exactly.
No.
I don't know if they're
They had a bad game.
right now. You can't put them in the playoffs. They're a 3-loss team.
Well, I mean, this isn't college. They don't get selected. I mean, if they have the record to go to the playoffs, they're going to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like right now they wouldn't even make it out in the first round. If they play like that in the first round of the playoffs,
Well, yeah. I mean, putting up 6 points in a game, the only way you win that is if you only give up 5.
Or less. Very good. Well,
nah,
that is how
but look-
which
sports
was done
usually
against your
works.
Panthers by the Giants
That is how sports usually works. A team
What?
with more points.
a couple weeks ago. They only have 5 points, bro.
Who?
The Giants have. Remember the score was 5-3 through the first half.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But looking at the playoffs right now, they are sitting at the 4 seed because they are winning their division.
Yeah.
But in their division, the Patriots are 5-4, so they just have played one more game.
Yeah.
Patriots.
But looking at it, my team that I've been on all season long is the number 1 seed right now,
Who?
the Tennessee Titans, because Derrick Henry.
Oh, Adrian Peterson went absolutely berserk, huh?
Hey, look,
You went
all
wild.
I'm saying is, I told y'all they were going to be just fine without Derrick Henry, and what y'all say? Nah, they might not even make the playoffs.
But I know why
They came out and beat the number 1 team in the league in the Rams.
I know why the Rams lost.
Because they didn't
Of the Manning
because they didn't
curse.
score more
Of the
points than
Manning
their
curse.
team. Dude, it was a weird game.
It was a weird game.
Matthew Stafford threw 2 picks on the first 2 possessions, 2 or 3 possessions.
One of them he
first
was escaping a safety, and
He probably shouldn't have thrown. He probably should have taken the safety because
or try to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
He threw it straight to
Yeah.
somebody. That was kind of ridiculous. The next
Yeah.
one, the DB made a good play. I mean, he kind of extended out for it. So
They made somewhat of a comeback, right? Final score was what, 28-16?
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say it was
yeah.
much. of a
Well, they got
comeback.
scred on a touchdown call.
Yeah, Tyler Higbee, he was in.
That was
Yeah.
a touchdown. That was a touchdown.
He was in.
And I'm mad because I needed that for fantasy.
Me too,
Same.
trust me. But look, I mean, Adrian Peterson, 10 carries, 21 yards, and he had a touchdown.
He's going to be a 600 rushing yard running back by the end of the season.
Receiving wise,
How many more games they got?
Doesn't
9.
matter, dude.
All right.
Bro, Adrian Peterson, if this was 2013, he would be solid.
Bro, Adrian Peterson will be solid for them, I promise.
He will not have 600 yards.
All right, we made a bet.
Yeah,
We're
and
good,
we're
bro.
right on the bet. You're wrong.
All right, we'll see.
But hey, receiving though, I mean, Tannehill had, I think, he had 143, 19-27, 143, a touchdown and pick. Nobody really showed out for them. You know, they didn't really have anything. A.J. Brown, you know, he made a couple early catches.
So
then,
are y'all saying that was more on the Rams playing bad than Tennessee playing good?
Yes.
100% yes.
Or do you think that had something to do with Tennessee's game plan going into the game, knowing they didn't have Derrick Henry?
Now, defensively, Tennessee's game plan was good, but offensively, I don't think they played fantastic until they realized that the Rams were putting them in a position to score.
Yeah, the Rams were giving
Rams
them
gave
good
it
field
away.
position.
In my opinion, the Rams are still a top 5 team in the league. They're 7-2.
Oh yeah, the Rams are still top
They might
5
be
team.
in
Yeah.
the top 3, but
But I think this also proves that Tennessee is a top 5 team, even without the MVP of the first half of the season.
Well,
I'll have to see more without him
Yeah.
before I say that. But I mean, I can understand your reasoning.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I don't believe so. I think this is kind of a fluke for them. But that also, it kind of leads into the Green Bay game. Do you think the Chiefs are better than Green Bay?
no, I think
See, I knew we were going to bring this up.
I mean, their best players are
I knew we were going to talk
hurt.
about this. I think that I might keep the Packers where I had them in my power rankings.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because you can tell that without Aaron Rodgers, they're just not a good team.
Jordan Love sucks. I'm sorry.
They're just,
And as soon as they drafted Jordan Love, they were making comparisons to him and how he could take over the franchise. No. Aaron Rodgers is that team.
Yeah, this isn't a Brett Favre Aaron Rodgers.
No,
It
wasn't like the easy.
Jordan Love is not the answer. I don't want to hear, dude.
And the
Jordan
Chiefs didn't even play good.
No, I mean
The final score was what, 13-7?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, he had 166 yards. He's been kind of wild, dude. Like, obviously, he has 0 picks this game. That's huge.
That's a plus. That's a plus.
That's huge for
That
him.
counted.
Yeah, I mean, there's an offsides, and he threw
Yeah.
a pick, but he threw it straight to him. But he has 166 pass yards. Like,
I saw a video earlier, and I didn't watch it, and it was like Patrick Mahomes is broken, and I was like, I haven't watched it, but I'm like, I just don't know if it's him. I think it's because their defense is so bad.
Yeah.
they're asking him to do too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
They didn't
But
run.
also, since their defense is really bad, teams know that they can score on them. So when the Chiefs are on offense, other teams are literally just bringing everybody back and saying, all right, Tyreek, you're not going to beat us long. You're not that good of an intermediate route runner, so we're not going to let you beat us.
And Travis Kelce
Can't get open if Tyreek Hill's not taking 2 guys with him deep.
Yeah.
So
No,
and
exactly.
they've never really had a number 2 guy.
Who, Miko Hardman?
Yeah,
No.
like that's not a he's a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, but it's also not to mention their starting running back's been out for.
Yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
He's
been out,
done.
and their offensive line is still not very
They're
good.
mediocre.
Daryl Williams and Frank Gore's.
The thing is that they should have capitalized on the trade deadline and have made some moves, and they didn't.
Well, I mean, they got Melvin Ingram.
They got Melvin Ingram, but I mean, how much of a difference is one player?
I think their defense is getting better week in and week out, but I just don't. But
I think if Rodgers plays that game, Packers win it by at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, the
100%.
Rodgers plays, the Packers win. But when looking at the standings, I'm pretty sure they are.
They're right above the Broncos right now. It goes.
They are at 8. They're at 8.
Yeah, it goes. But I mean, in our side of it, it goes Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos.
And they were talking about the Chiefs have a chance to win the conference, or I mean the division. They still have a chance to win the
They
division.
do. I mean, but then again, so do the Broncos.
Even as
Because
bad,
the Raiders are on a losing streak now. The Raiders
Losing games and their players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good God.
Today-
Raiders y'all out there. Wow.
Yeah, for real.
He got released today
Stay
for
off.
making threatening comments towards somebody over the weekend.
Stay off the internet, bro. They
Oh.
run that, bro.
But it also,
Put the guns away, boy.
at Ian Rappaport decided to report like 20 minutes after they released him that it came out his rookie year within the first month of him being there, he crashed 4 of the rental cars. So like he was already having problems outside.
Oh
like,
yeah. And apparently,
How do you crash 4 rental cars?
And-
What's up with
Within a month. Within 1 month.
the Raiders and crashing?
apparently there were talks of him injuring a woman in a car crash back in 2020.
Good God.
So it's like all this.
Yeah.
stuff
So
about
I mean, the Raiders organization is.
This season for the Raiders has been crazy between John.
And
Gruden
the problem is I really like Derek Carr.
As a person, yeah.
As a person,
I mean, he's been playing.
So he's
pretty
been
well.
playing good. I mean, we had him early talks, hey, this could be an MVP season for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach gets fired, star receiver
Yeah.
gets arrested, now you're losing more players. I mean,
But we have one more game of the week. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Chicago Bears. I don't think this is going to be a very interesting game.
I can see it being interesting. 2 terrible quarterbacks. I can see lots of interceptions being thrown.
I've always been a Ben Roethlisberger fan, but he just needs to retire.
Yeah,
He's a tree. He's solidified to the ground.
I think Najee Harris is gonna lead them to win. I think he's gonna get 130 plus rush yards and probably two touchdowns on the ground. I think he's gonna
I
take
think
them.
Justin Fields is going to struggle this week. He's
I mean, the Steelers defense.
He's been up and that's what I'm saying. He's been up and down all year, but the Steelers
And they don't have Matt Nagy again. This is their second. This will be their last week without Matt Nagy, and everyone goes watch it. They'll win the next 2 weeks without Matt Nagy, and they got blown out of the water last week. So I mean,
So before we wrap it up, which team has kind of been you guys' like the surprise of the week? Okay, I think it's obviously the Jaguars.
No. Surprise of the week. Yes, I am a fan of them, but the Denver Broncos shutting down Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, bro.
Who we all had in our top 5. We all had Dallas in our top 5.
Yeah, Dallas offense.
And it was 30 to nothing, and then they got 2 garbage touchdowns at the end.
I made a joke to TJ. I was like, you lose your best player in recent team history, Von Miller.
Yeah,
the game is gone. You guys
But
play
that's
fantastic.
how sports goes. Most of the time when a team fires their coach or something, they make a big trade or something, they always come out that next game and do something really good.
Exactly.
I mean, and defense, I mean, they shut down to where he had Dak had 82 passing yards at halftime.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, when we were talking to people yesterday, they're like, is Dak playing? And I'm like, yeah, Dak's playing. Denver's just out there showing out. So, I mean.
How about them Dirty Birds, though, man? Talking about our teams. You talk about your team, you talk about your team. I haven't talked about the Falcons in a few weeks now, but the Falcons played good.
Y'all played good.
They were up
against
by
the Saints?
18 points, and they blew it for a while, and then finally.
Classic Falcons.
Honestly, yeah. But Matt Ryan, 64-yard pass down the field to Cordero Patterson. It was a super cool
Busted
play.
coverage.
And I wasn't busting coverage.
No, not really.
No, he ran a fade route.
I'm thinking of earlier.
Okay. And that was a huge play. Young Wei Koo, clutch, one of the clutchest kickers in the league. And he kicks field goal, game winner. It was fun to watch. Obviously, Falcons. I hate the Saints. I hate the Panthers, but I hate the Saints a little bit more.
Hey, Panthers still lost to Matt Jones.
Oh, I know.
That's a great thing. Even though, but while we're wrapping it up, it has come out. Will, as a Panthers fan, I want to know your thoughts on the Mac Jones ankle grabbing situation that happened yesterday in the game.
Yeah.
That came out that they want to.
When it happened, and I showed the replay, I thought he twisted his ankle on purpose. Obviously, they're gonna say he probably didn't mean to, but it did look kind of bad. And I'm pretty sure Brian Burns came back in the game.
He did, but then he had to be helped off later on.
But now he's questionable, obviously, with the ankle injury. So I didn't like it, but also at the same time, I don't think Mac Jones. Oh, speaking of Mac Jones, I just got an update about that. Mac Jones, I thought Burns had ball. He said he thought he had the ball when he was grabbing his ankle.
That makes sense because Burns did get the fumble.
Yeah, he's the one that hit him. So
yeah, I could see that.
I guess he thought Burns was running away with the ball and he was trying to tackle him.
Makes sense.
Because Asamre, called it a dirty play. So that was weird that came up as soon as
that's funny.
But it's one of those. The NFL they said they were going to fine him. That's about all they're going to do.
Which if that's true and
there's deeper things that the NFL can go into about fining people for it. Clearly, we already said it. Go to the Raiders organization.
Exactly.
There's a lot go. Hey, they go to Vegas and all of a sudden there's a lot to talk about.
Raiders fix your team, dude.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, hey, this is a fun episode. This is cool. It's good to be back in person. TJ
we're back in person.
Apartment, but yeah, hey, we'll probably be on Zoom, over the breaks, and obviously when we're not together, we can't do it together. But yeah, hey, so like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your opinion on everything, what you guys think, and what you want to hear.